Yeti.
Hello, everybody. We are live for another Saturday Code Geass / other stuff stream that we do regularly here on our channel. And we have a bunch of special guests here with us today. We have my brother Gozen. He's a regular guest, so not so special, but still a good guy. We have someone playing background music. I don't know who that is.
I apologize.
Who's playing background music?
It's not me. Wait.
Dustin apologized, but I don't know.
I did, because I thought it was me. Because I thought it was me.
Who is playing that?
It must be Cyanide. He must
Hey,
be
I've
like
got no speakers set up and I got headphones on. It's not
he's getting
me.
in the zone. That's what it is.
All right, whoever is doing it, turn it off so we can talk. Anyways, yeah, so we got Gozen. We got Cyanide Blizzard, an excellent YouTuber and gentleman and Discord fellow member, and also known as Table Coon to the rest of you lovely people.
Oh, you're Table Coon.
Yes, the mystery has been solved.
Yeah, so he is Table Coon. If you are wondering,
So
in our
you
Discord server,
watch Code Mint. You
he
watch
is
Code
Table
Mint.
Coon. We also have, for the first time, joining us, Hyrule Anime, another YouTuber who is a very cool guy. We just met recently, and we met because he made a very cool review of Code Geass, a very fair, balanced review of Code Geass. And he also commented on our response video to the Code Geass criticism video by DXFan619. So you can check out the link to that Code Geass video in the description. It is very good. I definitely recommend it. And Hyrule Anime makes some good content. And both his and Cyanide Blizzard's channels are in the description if you want to check these guys out. And last but not least, we also have Soul Maka joining us today, one of the main guys on our Discord. He works night and day to make Discord such a fun place. Like, I couldn't pay this guy enough. If I was paying him, I couldn't pay him enough for all he does. He organizes live watching. He organizes just like fun chats, voice chats, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, Soul, thank you so much, bro, and welcome.
Yeah, man. Cheers. You're too kind, though. You're too kind.
No, seriously. Soul is actually organizing right after this watching of Grave of the Fireflies, live watching through Discord. So the Discord link, by the way, is in the description if you want to go and watch that. And yes, we always have stuff going on Discord. We have like 600 members now. There's stuff going on all the time. People from all different time zones, so it's never a boring thing. Sometimes it's not boring enough, if anything, with all the memes and stuff. But yeah, definitely
Gotta have those memes.
Oh, yes. And if anyone does decide to come and watch it and they haven't seen it before, warning, bring tissues. Bring tissues.
For crying.
For crying, not other stuff.
Gotta have the tissues.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me just move that out. Yeah. Warning for crying.
But yeah,
And
so
also, don't forget your petroleum jelly.
oh, come on. So what I thought we would do, actually, guys, for this stream is to talk a bit about, the aftermath of the response video that I made to DX fans hating on Code Geass video. And I know some people are like, hey, man, that wasn't a hate video. Well, I fucking hate Code Geass is in the title, guys. It is definitely a hate video. I'm not saying it's hating the fans, but it's hating the anime. And the reason I decided to make this response is, first of all, a few people mentioned it to me after it came out. It's like, yo, man, check this video out. You should respond to it. And I wasn't sure if I should respond to it. So, but I watched it, and it's 48 minutes long. And there was so much like aggressive attitude.
God damn.
Yeah, and like just screaming and swearing and just unfair criticism. Like, he does raise some valid points, completely true. I don't think Code Geass is the perfect anime, but I definitely thought that a lot of it was unfair, and that is why I decided to respond. And I responded kind of in the same manner that DX Fan made his video. And again, I think some people thought that I was trying to personally insult him. That wasn't the case. I was just insulting. Well, going against his video and the approach that he takes in that specific video. I'm not insulting his other content. I'm not insulting him as a person. I don't know him, so that would be, nonsensical. But yeah, I wanted to talk in this stream a bit about the response, the aftermath to the response. We've got a lot of positive comments, tons of support, over 500 likes. I think we're almost at 550 now. But we also got some hate comments. Of course, we got some constructive criticism comments as well. which is always welcome. And we also had That Anime Snob, the favorite villain of the anime community, make a video talking about...
Snob.
Yeah, he made a video talking about DX fan and mine drama about Code Geass the other day. So I included that link in the description as well if you didn't know about that. And yeah, so very, very interesting stuff and developments. And that's the kind of stuff I wanted to talk about a bit today. So yeah, anybody here have your thoughts? And anyone in the chat, what are your thoughts? Let me hear it.
I think 48 minutes is way too long for a video, especially if you're going to that degree of, you know, tackling a subject like Code Geass. I mean, he basically, what he did was he nitpicked the entire time and repeated himself over and over again. He mentions about the chess game and how, you know, what's the point of that? I mean, really, you could have taken that chess game out and it wouldn't have really mattered at all, because it was just to show that Lelouch is a strategist, and that's really all it is supposed to do.
Yeah, that is a very good
Fucking 48 minutes.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And he's definitely repetitive in the video because like he keeps coming back to Suzaku, which again, I totally grant. There's a lot of issues.
Suzaku.
It's Suzaku, bro.
Get it right.
No, you get it right. It's Suzaku.
You
It's a
get it
Japanese
right.
name.
It's like, say it like an
It's
English.
Suzaku. It's Suzaku. That's how they pronounce it in the dub.
Yeah, but I watch subbed, bro. What you gonna do?
I watch stuff.
What
you
you gonna
wanna go
do,
there?
man?
We'll go. We'll go.
I'm making
We'll
a
go
drama
there.
video. Hyrule Anime watch dubbed.
Yeah, we gotta make some.
Roasting Hyrule Anime for watching dubbed. But no, yeah, it's Suzaku Kurugi.
I love the dub.
Kurugi
Yeah.
I
Suzaku.
like it too a lot.
Kurugi Suzaku.
It's Suzaku to me. That's how I know him.
Well, that's cool. You can say it that way if you want, but you're wrong.
Tomato, tomato.
With
But no,
Lelouch,
you
can
made
say
a
it
really
any way
cool
you want.
point, though. You made a really cool point
Lelouch
there.
v Britannia. You got to say it in all quotes. Lelouch v Britannia.
With pride.
All right, everyone.
You got to ham it up.
Pay
Ham it up
attention to
because
me
he's a
now.
hammy character.
Pay attention to me, Hyrule.
Yes, Animac.
You raised a good point, though, about the nitpicking. I agree with you 100%. And the repetitiveness. And again, like I said, not that he doesn't make valid points, but some of them are valid, but some of them are just, like you said, nitpicking. And I study military strategy. Like, I've read many books on Napoleon's military strategy and stuff like that. And I thought that the military strategy part of Code Geass was very strong. And that definitely establishes the strategy, the intelligence of Lelouch. Like, you don't need the chess match to be shown in detail for you to get across what you want, especially in the first episode. Like, they're trying to set the tone for the series. They're not just going to have like a 15-minute match of chess that would kind of slow down your initial experience with Code Geass. And I wanted to get Cyanide, your take on this whole beef. I know you know DX fan from before. You know me, of course, we're good friends. So what is your take on the beef, on the aftermath, on that Anime Snobs video, all that stuff?
This will be probably pretty long, so I'll try to keep it short. As a reviewer, I appreciate what DX does because it's very much something that's meant to get you fired up, especially if you're a fan. Like it's an entire persona-based thing. At least it comes across as such. You know, not as intense as That Anime Snob, where it just creates these vitriolic feelings where you're like, I want to murder this guy. But no, I mean, I get what he's going for. This isn't meant to be disrespectful either, but as a critic, I've never really been a fan of using nitpicking because pretentious nitpicking, overthinking, or buzzwords you see used so often that it's gotten to a point where when they do have a legitimacy, it's really hard to use them because it's real easy to brush them off as just saying, well, I mean, that's a poor excuse to not actually give a response. And it's kind of tough to not use it in certain cases because I would agree that certain parts are actually overthinking or, you know, nitpicking at the story. But for me personally, what I like doing is getting a bit more into detail. Like for my career, I do graphic design. Say, for example, if somebody presents me a project and they've done something in a certain program, and I could say, well, you're not supposed to use Photoshop for that. You're supposed to use Illustrator. I'm following Snob's rule that he mentioned in the video. You keep it short and sweet. And I'm also kind of keeping it to the point, but I'm not really getting into the detail. Well, the reason why you're not going to use that is Photoshop is a raster-based program. Illustrator is a vector-based. And what that means, and then I start going into detail from there, explaining why this is better than the other program. Yes, I'm going into more detail, but I'm also educating the individual as well, letting them know of why that may be. Especially for an opinion-based piece, especially for something that is so renowned and successful as Code Geass, because it almost averages a 9 on Maul. That's absurd. Like, that's an incredibly high rating for a show, and I'm a big fan of it. Like, I've even told that to DX. I'm like, I'm a fan of it. I enjoyed it. I own it. So, I'm always interested in hearing other opinions. So, for example, like with Suzaku, definitely was a lot mentioned to it, but, it's kind of one of those things where he's coming back to it to simply re-emphasize his point. But yet, in the same regard, Annie Mac, I thought that your counter response was a good one. I thought it's really nice to see that when a community takes an opportunity not to necessarily take pot shots at each other, but rather to offer out a response. And I think you did a great job, although... I don't know if anyone's actually seen this, is DX has talked to an individual that I believe he's friends with or associates with, Ethos, gaming YouTuber that has about 40,000 subscribers, and Onbu dug this up, actually, and they were talking about Code Geass. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing a response video from them in the future as well, expanding upon that, going into detail, but it's interesting. Things are certainly taking off for this.
Yeah, that's true. So we don't know. DX Fan might have some kind of response to our response coming up. And yeah, that's totally fair. And like, again, I want to clarify that I know some people, I feel from the comments, felt that I was specifically targeting DX Fan as a person, which is completely not true. I don't know the guy. I was only targeting the video and his tone in the video. And that was all I was talking about. Like, again, like you said, Cyanide, I felt that there was certain things that needed to be addressed that he wasn't fair about. And he's completely entitled to not like the anime. And he's completely entitled to make a negative review. And he's entitled to make the review that he did make. But like, I'm also entitled to respond. And the reason I responded was, if he just made a negative review saying, I don't like it, this is why, that would have been fine. But because he's swearing and has a 48 minutes of nitpicking and that kind of stuff, that's why I decided to respond, not necessarily because I don't think he has the right to dislike Code Geass. So I just want to make that clear to anyone who might have, a different sort of impression. And yeah, so he might be coming up with a response. And that's why I actually wanted to do this stream and talk about some of the strengths and weaknesses of Code Geass so that together we can make sure that our next response, if it comes to that, will be even better, even more coherent, even more to the point, and there's going to be the stronger argument. And actually, in the chat, I saw Takeshi Kyo say that about the chess match. Lelouch says, if the king doesn't lead, how can he expect his pieces to follow? Which shows that he almost always is going to be in the battlefield with his comrades. And yes, that is true in terms of Napoleon, for example. Napoleon and Julius Caesar and all these great generals are always known to be leading their men. That's the whole thing. The morale of their men, as we were talking about earlier, Sinai, morale is crucial. And their men have morale because they know that they're, these guys are going to lead first. They're not going to tell to your men, they're not going to tell them, oh, go and kill in my name. They're going to be there, number one, fighting for you. But this part has also drawn some criticism from people saying, in chess, that doesn't make any sense to lead with the king. And of course, the first move cannot be the king. However, of course, it is a philosophical statement, and it also does matter. For example, if a king is in check in chess, you cannot move any other piece other than the king. So in that sense, the king does have to lead in order for other pieces to move.
It can work. Just because it's a different strategy doesn't mean it can't work. Usually near the end of the game, you can use your king to finish the match off in a way. So I feel like that wasn't a good criticism. And I also feel like the whole chess thing, we don't want to watch the whole chess match, right? So I think we get the point across without being able to see it. And I think I like it even more. It's like those scenes when you close a door and you imagine like the excruciating things happening behind the door. It lets us imagine like Lelouch's intelligence. So I like it in that sense.
I was actually looking at his notes here, like some of the stuff that he brings up. Like he brings up the. Let me actually pull it up here. I have to pull up everything. But go ahead, keep talking.
I don't know. For me, it seems like DX fan wants anime to be really grounded and really like reality driven. So like normal things that you'd let slide through simple fact of a suspension of disbelief. It seems like he would nitpick at those. You know what I mean? Because I've seen the Code Geass review he did, and I saw the Mirai Nikki one as well. And my feeling after like seeing his reviews was like, why is this guy watching anime? Because it seems like the guy doesn't like anime in general, because he's just so particular and wants everything so grounded in reality and working only in the rules of the world as we know it. And you know what I mean? It seems really, I don't know, it just seems like it's not fit for a mindset for anime. I mean, fine, there are certain anime that are like was it Ghost in the Shell that he loves, and that's fine because that is very grounded. It's just set in the future, so it gets away with certain things that it does because it's just technological advances and stuff. So that's completely acceptable. That's just like watching, I don't know, a Terminator movie or something. Yeah, it's something that we're used to. Yeah, but then when you come to other things where you might not be so used to it, like with the Future Diaries and things like that, then it just seems like moaning and nitpicking over things that you should just accept as, okay, that's the reality they've created now. That's how that world works. Accept that and then see what happens, But I don't know.
Yeah, true.
It's him.
True. And like I said, the other thing is I admit, I went and watched some of the X Fans' other videos. And for example, I watched his movies I fucking hate, 50 Shades of Grey video. And
I would watch that.
yeah,
That's so original.
No, but that video was actually good because it's like, first of all, it's like 20 minutes. And also he crushes the film in terms of criticism, but he uses a lot less profanity and anger in that video. He is much more analytical, I feel, in that video. So it really was like for Code Geass, he specifically went very negative, very aggressive for this specific anime. So again, it's not that I'm picking on this guy as a person or on his content as a whole, but he seemed to have really wanted to get a reaction out of this Code Geass thing. And I felt that after watching, I was like, okay, I should create a response because of how provocative it was. And of course, this guy has a big platform. Some people said this guy's a troll, don't bother. But he has 33,000 subscribers. The Code Geass video has almost 30,000 views. So if this stuff goes unanswered, a lot of people who might not know about Code Geass are going to watch it and be like, yeah, this guy's right. So that's why I felt kind of like, because people were asking me to do it, and I felt personally, provoked by that video, I thought that I would make a response. But again, the response is meant to be a response to his video, not some kind of like, attack on him personally, just like he says that his attack on Code Geass is not attack on the fans of Code Geass personally. Although obviously it's the way he criticizes Code Geass is going to provoke the fans, because he doesn't just say, I don't like Code Geass, here's why. He says Code Geass is the worst piece of shit garbage in the world. Oh yeah, but don't get offended. It's a little bit hypocritical, don't you guys think?
It's tough for things like that, and it's Soul Maka, you brought up a really great point there, and that's something that I, as a critic, I struggled with as well. For example, there's a story, and I'd actually be curious on all of your opinions, especially you, Animax, since you do actually write. There's this game called Third Birthday, which is based around the Parasite Eve world, and there's in the early part of the game, there's a device. There's a device in there that's called the Overdrive device, which allows the main character to travel back in time. Thing is they create this device, but it's not really explained how they knew about what this main character's powers were or how to create a device that worked around it. And that was actually when I wrote a review of it, part of the criticism I wrote on, and someone responded, it's like, well, why couldn't you just take it as is? And my big thing has always been, I'm willing to roll with something, I don't need something to explain to me like the mechanics or like the physics or how it works in real world. But for me personally, I at least need some explanation as to how they got from point A to point D. Because if you're just jumping from immediately to point D, you kind of stop and you go, well, wait a minute. How are they able to work out what such a fantastical thing could do? How could they build a device for that without having any working knowledge of it? And it's just, you kind of start asking questions about it. And I feel that, at some point it sort of floats that fine line between nitpicking and legitimate criticism because, at what point does something need to be fleshed out at, and what point can we, as you said, Solmaka, suspend our beliefs and just kind of, go with the flow?
Yeah, I think something as grand as that, though, is a Deus Ex Machina. You know what I mean? Where it's just like a device that comes into the story and just helps to instantly achieve a goal with no real understanding of that device, how it works, or why it's even there. You know what I mean? But there's nothing like that really in Code Geass. You know what I mean? Everything is there. Maybe things like you could say Geass ain't fully fleshed out. To a layman, innit? To someone who's just reading, like watching it, and they're not like taking it in what's actually happening, then okay, they might miss certain things. You know what I mean? But if you pay attention to things that are going on, if you like take what happened to Mao, for instance, with him going against his contract to kill C2, and then him ending up going mad because then his Geass goes against him. You can then look at Lelouch and look at when he was willing to like stop trying to destroy Britannia by then siding with Euphemia's plan, and then seeing that as the reason, like with Mao, that his Geass then ran away and caused Euphemia's death. You know what I mean? So it's not spelled out for you, but the information you need is already there, but it's just you got to pay attention and take it in.
Yeah, and I would agree that there are certain things in Code Geass that need work, like that could be criticized very legitimately. For example, the Mao thing. I feel like him getting shot so many times and coming back was was unnecessary, was kind of stupid. But again, I look at the anime as a whole, and my problem with DX fans' response is he could have pointed out those faults, but he did not. He did also nitpick, like the chess match, like the Colin scene in the shower. Also, I don't know, like people like hate lately are just hating on fan service. It's like, oh well, if an anime has fan service, oh that means that that it's automatically bad. It's like what is wrong with men wanting to look at attractive women or women wanting to look at attractive men? Like if the whole show is just fan service with no substance, that's one thing. But having some fan service is not a bad thing. Like grow up, guys, grow up. Hot women are very appealing to me. Deal with it. But
well, like I said though in my review, I said that depending on how much you take this storyline of Code Geass seriously, it will depend on like how much you can sit through it and enjoy it. Like that's one of the main things I said in my review. I said that depending on how much you enjoy the storyline is how much you take it seriously.
Yeah, very good point. And my point was, what I felt DX Fan did not do is talk about the biggest strengths of the show for me. And for me, unlike many like shonen anime and stuff like that, Code Geass actually has a lot of deep philosophical, historical, military strategy, and political implications that he pays no attention to. So he pays no attention to all the military strategy, to all the political complexity, to all the philosophical stuff about Charles wanting to kill God and create a single human consciousness and all this stuff, and then Lelouch rejecting that based on the idea of human progress and all this stuff. Like that to me is very deep, very interesting stuff. And of course, we've made videos on this channel about Code Geass theories and so on that talk about that very kind of stuff. Whereas DX Fan just he focuses on the shower scene not on this kind of stuff. And that was my big problem with his video, rather than me trying to say, you can't criticize my anime, bro. How dare you? How dare you? Although, do not criticize Gurren Lagann, because in that case...
Yeah, for me, it's Come Out After Story, guys. Don't do it.
You're in Lagann shit. No, it's not. It's not. I lie.
I know, you couldn't keep a straight face.
I can't say that. I can't say that with a straight face.
So
Because I
think
can't.
Gurren Lagann does have some problems though, especially Kamina anyway.
Oh,
I even said that in my review.
Hold on, guys. Let me just unmute Soul.
Well, you're out of everything, man.
No. So
No, it's just no. I tried to get my son
didn't
into
like
it,
this
innit? I tried to sit down with him and get him into Gurren Lagann. I even put on a dub version for him, and
I'm
all my
gonna
son
be honest.
complained about was Kamina talks too much. That's what he kept on saying. Kamina talks too much. I was like,
yeah, but your son is like 5, isn't he?
no, he's 10. He's gonna be 11 this year.
Yeah, at least 10. Like, come on.
Oh, Kamina confirmed the problem with Gurren Lagann.
No, shut up, you guys.
You gotta kick logic out of the curve and
This
it's impossible.
I will one day make a video called "Best Anime Ever Made." Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. One
Which
day I
is
will
not
do it,
the
but it
case.
will be like 3-hour-long video that's going to just blow DX fan out of the water. He's like, this video will definitely prove that Gurren Lagann is best anime of all time. Hashtag take that anime snob.
It's actually
No,
interesting
everyone
you point
knows that.
Because DX, he does do videos called, he's got like games I fucking hate, games I fucking love. He also has that for anime and movies, but you don't really see him do them that much. So I think that actually can continue with it. That was a big problem I had with First Impressions, was that when we do these videos, I would do commentary right after watching the show. So you're just giving an immediate gut reaction. You're not really able to sit on it, which is normally when you're able to start pulling both good and bad together. So if you have an initially negative response to something, those negatives are going to be in your head. And that's something I learned, is people were like, well, you didn't state anything positive. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I saw Dustin there with Sword Art Online, and I was like, oh man, beautiful, lost song.
I had to do that.
By the way,
very nice.
Dustin, a guy called Anime Recon is a huge fan. He's a YouTuber too, and he's a friend of ours, and he's a huge fan of Sword Art Online. So if you're a Sword Art Online fan, then you gotta get in touch with that.
If you ever get the third game, I will buy it for PS4 so we can play online.
I got the third game actually.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Mac told me that it wasn't that good actually. Mac, hold on.
It's not terrible, I would say. I mean, it plays out like it tries to be the next Tales of Symphonia, but it's not. It's basically what it is.
Okay. I haven't played that.
But,
let me give some shout outs to people that I see active in the chat, including, of course, Creep Ellen, Cookie, Anbu, Richard O'Keefe, Wraithis, Jay Atten, Elfin Silver Armor, DeAndre Taylor, David, Kuri Gohan, Odwin, so many regulars here. Love you guys. Love you for always coming and supporting us. By the way, if you do like these streams, these Saturday streams that we do, which is mostly about Code Geass, but sometimes about other stuff as well, drop a like. Let me know if you want us to keep continuing these, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't want to bore you guys, but if you do enjoy these, I love hearing that. Some people tell us do more streams, but I don't want to like overdo it and bore you guys, but like let me know what you think. Your thoughts are always welcome. And feedback. We have Holy Knight here as well. And a bunch of people.
I have to mention this though. You brought this up in your video. Is when Lelouch is. You remember the shower scene where Lelouch is talking to Colin.
Yes.
And he's holding the phone out to her, and she's like, "You're gonna stay here with me," just to make sure that Lelouch isn't Zero. He complains, like, I'm reading this from his notes here. He said, "Holy shit, Lelouch's entire plan for making Colin think he's not Zero hinges on her asking him to stay in the room to talk about Shinjuku. The subs changed the voice so it's not as fucking dumb as in the dub, but Lelouch's plan is still awful, as he was about to leave before Colin asked him to stay. He has to be psychic in order for the plan to work, or the writing is just shit and contrived in this way, with the only reason she asked him to stay is so his plan would work. Backwards writing at its finest. How's that backwards writing?
Yeah, he thinks that, you know, her behavior was made that way just to justify his plan. So, like, you know, they go backwards from her acting to justify his plan, even though he can't predict her behavior in a realistic scenario. But of course, that is nitpicking, because as I mentioned in the video, so he's about to leave. He can just say, the phone hasn't rung yet. He can just say, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this, and then stall her for like another second until the phone rings. Like, it's not that big a deal. Like, Lelouch is smart enough to fucking stall someone in conversation for 5-10 seconds. So yeah, like, that was, again, that right there was an example of something that, you know, when you're watching the anime, if you're not just looking for things to nitpick, you would be like, okay, whatever. But he was specifically looking for things to nitpick. So then what I did is I nitpicked back at him and said, well, if we're going to be looking at these details, then yes, he could have just stalled her later on. Like, it's not that big a deal. Like, of course, certain things, like when you write, certain things might seem off, but then it also things seem off in life too. Like when me and Sinai talk, a lot of the stuff that we say to each other in real life seems kind of off to normal people, but yet we are real, I think.
Possibly. We haven't gotten a full conclusive result yet.
Yes. I also see Brian Jimenez, Prabrit Singh, and Hope's Requiem up in the chats. Welcome back, Helvian.
I see you, Ambu.
Yeah, Helvian is here too. My favorite comment on the response video, so I pinned it. When he said, man, I can't believe the Japanese got saved 2 times from Mongol invasion by a freaking typhoon. Worst writing ever. Most contrived writing ever.
He just, like, he repeats himself through most of these. Like, he doesn't explain himself, like, what's so bad about the writing? Why is it bad? You know, he doesn't go into that detail. Like, you know, he just repeats himself over and over. Bad writing.
Yeah, I think the hate limits his view, because it's like with the shower scene, he doesn't look at any other possible scenario that could happen, any other way that Lelouch could delay her to answer the phone. You know, he doesn't look at any of that. All he's looking at is what happened, and he has a problem with it. You know what I mean?
It's easy to find,
but that's what hate does, isn't it?
When you look specifically for that, right?
Yeah,
you can always make something wrong if you set out looking for those things.
Yeah.
What I'm surprised he didn't nitpick about was Colin's ass.
No, he liked that.
Yeah. Everyone likes that. Come on.
Yeah. So we also got Sean Ops in the chat. We got Rex. We got Federico Filippini. We got Renee. And Bola Ford says, guys, please just remove yourself from the drama. You're men, not girls. And what I have to say to that is, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, bro.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Actually, man, we're just having fun. Like I said, I'm not really mad at this guy. I'm not really like butthurt or anything like that. I'm just having fun. Like, I'm talking about Code Geass, the arguments in Code Geass, you know, enjoying it. And yeah, like, you know, I just thought, you know, he did his own video. He did all these arguments. I thought his arguments were flawed. I did my own video. And then people can decide and have a healthy discussion. Like I said, by no means am I personally mad at him. It's just fun. It's just fun talking about anime and arguments in anime and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this isn't so much drama as in like sparking discussion, right? Like, we want to talk about this stuff.
It's important to address it as well, because you don't want to gloss over it. Like, that's really important. Like, putting it under a rug or pretending it doesn't exist, I would argue, is even worse than actually paying attention to it. Yes, sometimes you don't want to give it attention, you don't want to encourage it, but, you know, sometimes, especially in a situation like this where it's clearly an individual who has a large platform, and especially as Animax said, you don't want to give people the concept of like, well, he's just a troll, but he's making a point. There are clearly people that agree with that point as well. I mean, you want to be able to expand upon that. Well, hey, I don't think this is necessarily right. definitely go forth and say why. There's nothing wrong with essentially making a response video. It's just how you go about handling everything therein that determines it. So basically,
I used
expanding upon what
to.
Crimson said.
I used to be a tro, by the way, and
Confession time.
I could tell you this: the way he's going about it, it does not seem like he's actually trolling. I think he's mostly doing this because he's a reaction whore. There's a difference between being a tro and being a reaction whore.
I do reaction videos.
Yeah. The other thing is Salmon of Doubt says, I actually like the guy for his Mirai Nikki video. And yeah, like I said, I actually liked his 50 Shades of Grey video. It's just like I'm specifically looking at his Code Geass video, and I thought that the criticisms were unfair, most of them, and that's why I decided to respond, not ragging on his other content at all. And he,
anime.
ooh, nice. Nice. Love it. Check this out. Check this out.
He missed it.
I
He
gotta
missed
raise
it. He missed
No,
what I did.
I saw it, bro.
Oh, gosh.
You missed what I did, though.
Well, if you did something insulting, don't do it. Just
Oh,
don't.
he hit it. He hit it. Oh no.
I hit it.
It was Simone on the cover though, right? So it's okay.
Yes, Simon.
Simone needs to grit those teeth. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Needs to get
Gustav
drilled.
is here too. What's up, Gustav? He's like, I laughed when both sides said Suzaku is a loser. Yes, he is.
Someone needs to make a response. Like,
Suzuku
defending
is-
Suzaku.
Yes, no. It's
Just the way
Kururugi Suzaku.
Suzaku.
the way you say it, though, it just does not sound right.
Bro, Weeb Wars 2017.
It's Suzaku.
No,
We
but it
get
does
Anime
sound like-
Recon in here. He'll pronounce it right.
You know, in Japanese restaurants, they don't pronounce sushi as sushi.
It's sushi.
It's sushi.
It's sushi. It's sushi.
But a lot of people pronounce it sushi.
No, the reason I do this is because my name is Serbian, my actual name, and people constantly mispronounce it. And I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it's okay for you to mispronounce it because you're from another country. If I can learn your name and pronounce it right, like I would call you Dustin, or I would call Cyanide Michael,
It's
not Mikhail or something, right? So then they can learn my name, and that's why I like to like pronounce names, at least names accurately. Like you don't have to, pronounce every single word, but at least given names, I think should be pronounced accurately out of respect to that language. If you can, obviously, maybe there's some names that we can't pronounce because you just can't physically. Like Vietnamese names are really hard because they do a lot of like throat.
Well, I don't see that as a way of denouncing this. Like I don't see that as denouncing respect to anyone. I mean, it's just a name, like potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
No, yeah, I'm cool if you will say it the way you want to say it. I'm just saying, explaining kind of my own reasoning why I like to pronounce names.
Yeah, but some names like they come up with is like just really you're hurting yourself. Just don't do that.
You like the best is Gundam Scene where they have like Arthur Zala.
Arthur,
Not Arthur. Arthur.
I fucking hate Seed, by the way.
Yeah.
That's no joke. I hate Seed. Gundam Seed's the worst.
I
Why
like
do you
it.
hate Seed?
I
Why do you
like
hate Seed?
Let's see. Why do I hate Seed? The forced drama and romance plot
Between who?
that's between the main characters. I think my main issue is Seed Destiny.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
watch Destiny.
We didn't watch.
That's the
Destiny.
problem where everyone has. It's the moment Seed Destiny comes into play.
Seed is
Yeah.
an important precursor to Code Geass. Like we would not have Code Geass without Seed.
That's a lie, dude. That's
It's
a lie.
not.
You know that.
It's not.
Yes. Don't taint my Code Geass. Don't taint it.
It was a. It
I
was.
only have the
influenced
Bandai. I have
for
the
sure.
Bandai box because I'm too good.
You're hardcore. Yeah.
I'm hardcore.
Wraithus is asking what is the squeaky sound in the background, and it's definitely Gozen. It's
What do
usually
you
when he
mean?
talks. Yeah, it's
What?
you, man. I don't know what it
I don't
is,
know.
but it's you. It's whenever you talk, there's a squeaky sound in the background. It's something to do with your mic, probably.
Well, this is my mic.
I think he
So-
might be bleaching mouse.
Bleachy
I think
mouse.
that's what he's doing. He's bleaching mice.
I don't even want to know what that means, but yeah,
I don't know.
Gozen. It's definitely you. I've been looking.
you've been listening. But yes, okay. Well, we'll
It's where
try to
you
figure it out
just-
for next time. But Animac is using my
Bleaching
mic,
mice.
guys, so I don't really have another option for it.
Yeah, he's using the little one. I'm using the like.
I'm using like this iTunes thing.
You're using a Yeti.
Animac is, yeah.
I'm using a Yeti.
Yeah, mine is silver, bro. Yours is black.
It's Silver
Mine
Yeti
is
for
black.
days.
Mine is black because Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
We have gone in a new direction.
New lows. New
Oh
lows.
my
man.
god.
Code
Oh my
Geass.
god.
Yeah, but Troy Oliver says that Seed is great, and he disagrees with you, Hyrule. He loves Gundam Seed. So.
Yeah. No,
Gundam-
no, no. What I want to know, what I want to know is the
retrospective. So.
because with Seed, there was like 2 romances in it. There was kind of like the Lacus one, and then there was that other one with the girl who ended up dying in it, the one with the blonde hair or whatever. I can't remember her name. But yeah, so I mean, which one do you feel was more forced, or did both of them feel forced?
I most of my hate goes towards Seed Destiny, like I said, and I mean Seed the first, like it's all terrible, I think, and I think that's not what I want to see out of a Gundam series. I expect more politics, more mech fights, and I grew up with the old school Gundam. I grew up watching the original Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah,
And that's just the way I saw Seed, as a direction that I did not want to see Gundam to go.
So did you see Double Zeta?
Yes, I have. I've seen
So
Double Zeta.
which one do you think is worse,
Ooh.
Destiny or Double Zeta?
I think Double Zeta is not as bad as people think it is.
No,
I think Seed is worse than Double Zeta.
you think Zeta's
But
worse
I
than
honestly
Double Zeta?
think that
Okay.
no, I said Double Zeta is not as bad as Seed. Seed is
okay.
worse than Double Zeta.
Oh, all right. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, got you. Yeah.
But I heard that Reconquista, I think, is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, yeah.
Reconquista?
Gee, yeah.
I heard
that
it's
one-
even worse.
Yeah, that
than
is.
Seed.
I couldn't get past 2 episodes of that. I tried it because like it has the same art as Eureka 7, and I liked Eureka 7. Don't care what Animac has to say.
Yeah.
But,
No.
I liked Eureka 7. So I thought, okay, let me check out like Gundam in this new style. I mean, it looks too cutesy initially, really, for me, but I thought, let me try it out anyway. Got about 2 episodes in, then I just had to drop it because it just felt too dumbed down.
But the thing, though, is with Gundam Seed, when they released Gundam 00, I thought, that was, a better Gundam series overall. I mean, after watching Gundam 00, because I used to like Seed. I mean, I used to think the same way. I used to think that Seed was the right direction Gundam should go. But then, after watching it a few years back, I could definitely say it's one of the worst Gundam series I've ever watched.
Right.
I think that's a fair
Fans-
point. I personally wasn't that big of a fan of Seed. Gozen was, but I personally was not. I also
was,
thought
but I
it
didn't
lacked.
watch a lot of Gundam.
I thought it lacked more of a political element, but I didn't think it was bad. I just thought I wanted
Yes.
more of a political element. But actually, I see Beta Reader in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while, bro. Yeah, I know you're in the Discord, but I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, welcome. He actually helped me a lot with some previous videos on Code Geass that we did. So yeah, welcome, bro. And by the way, if you guys want to join the Discord, if you're not there already, the link is in the description. We chat there all the time, come up with ideas for new videos. I bounce my ideas off of people. Actually, the next video that's going to be coming out later today, hopefully very soon after this stream, hopefully like half an hour, if Gozen can finish the editing, is going to be top 10 unsolved mysteries in Re:Zero, which is the best Gundam series, Re:Zero. And it actually, Solmaka helped me a lot brainstorming the unsolved mysteries that we wanted to put on the list. I forgot to mention your name like in audio, Sol, but I put it in text thanking you on the video because yeah, you did help me a lot. So everyone look out for the Re:Zero unsolved mysteries video
Text? I don't know.
dropping soon.
I think it was me.
Yeah, Gozen.
Got
So
your
I
back, Soul Mako.
You,
I have a
you just
question,
remembered
though.
last minute. That's what it was, isn't it?
Okay,
Oh,
so
shit. Oh, yeah.
I just assumed that Anime Upper was both of us, Animac and Gozen. So when Anime Upper drops a video, Gozen, that it includes you. But if
true.
not, then okay.
It's true. It's true, but
Oh.
you said I put it down, so I was just like, I want Soul Mako to know that I got his back. You know.
Yeah, all right. Safe
Who's
goes.
the editor? Who does the most work here? I have a question. Who
Animac
does
is
the
definitely
most
doing
work?
more work right now.
Out of
I'm
you?
in school, so I can't commit as much. But over the summer, I was definitely doing more work. So hopefully, we'll be even this summer. We'll be doing even amount of work.
Squeaky over there is in school.
Why, God? Why is it
but-
squeaky?
But he
Quit bleaching mice, man. They
he
have
actually
lives.
he does help a lot. Like goes in. Like I didn't, a few months ago I didn't know any editing, and then he helped me. He taught me how to edit, and he also still helps with editing all the time. So yeah, like definitely couldn't do it without him. And especially now that we're dropping like 5-6 videos a week, which is crazy. But we're just doing it because we're getting so much support from you guys, and we want to keep putting out content and keep getting making content for you guys, because that's why we do these streams as well, because people tell us they like it. And again, if you like these streams, drop a like, let us know that you want us to keep doing it, and we will. And also I want to get your thoughts on if anyone's seen that Anime Snobs video where he talked about the DX fan versus me anime uproar beef. The link to that is in the description too, by the way, if you haven't checked it out. And I will be making a sort of response to that Anime Snob soon, hopefully tomorrow. And don't worry, it won't be an angry response or anything like that. But I feel like I want to respond, because it's kind of like I've been watching his channel for a while. I feel like it's kind of an honor to be mentioned there. Of course, when you're mentioned on his channel, it's usually not in a positive way, but still, it's pretty cool. So Cyanide, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I saw the video. It was it was interesting. It was actually subdued. I was expecting him to go a lot more crazy. It's actually really funny because he had done a video that was based around my Kobayashi-san video, except he just edited from clips in there and didn't put anything else in there, so people got after him and they took down the video. It was actually pretty funny. I actually felt a little bad for him for that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, because I wasn't really bothered by it. Whatever, I don't make money on it. He wasn't making any money, so it's all good.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Oh yeah, so it was he had posted something because at the end DX and Draconis were being really sarcastic about things and commenting on certain things, and he had used some of the points that they had made. He didn't actually use any clips of me, so which was actually pretty funny as well, because I just usually joke around, and people had gotten after him about basically just not taking anything else in there. It's like that lazy snob or something, or that editing snob. I can't remember, but it was really funny because people were just dogpiling him. It was interesting. So, but no, the video itself was actually pretty interesting, because obviously he goes to both of you guys and has some comments to say. Seeing your bit at the end was funny. I enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
it's
I think that was his best outro ever.
Yeah,
I would agree. I would agree.
But yeah, I thought it was like basically Snob's point was like, yeah, it's cool that you guys are, actually analyzing your anime, and you're not just saying, oh, I like it because I like it, or because it has cute girls or something. Like, how he always is doesn't like when people just say, oh, I don't know why I like an anime. I just like it because it's so beautiful or something. However,
I like it because of the C2's ass.
Yeah.
That's not a bad reason.
Yeah, Snob would not like that kind of stuff. However,
I know.
he basically said, like, you guys are, DX Fan made 48-minute video, Anime Upper made a 20-minute video, and he makes like 3-minute to 5-minute videos. So he was kind of like, I'm the master here. I can do these kind of videos in like 4 or 5 minutes and say everything you guys said and more, kind of thing, which is, I think, classic Snob stuff. And yeah, I appreciate it. Like, I know a lot of people hate on him. I don't agree with him for many things. Like, he gave Sausage Party a good review, so come on. But
I actually, to be honest, I agree with most of what Snob said in the video, like about reviews going, because people, they do tend to repeat themselves over and over again. And, I like short reviews. I like watching short videos because I hate the mentality that YouTube is going for right now with the whole algorithm and how they want you to make videos longer so that way that boosts up their algorithm, which I think that's a terrible idea of doing business, because no one really cares how long a video is, really. But I mean, Snob's point though about reviews being shorter, I agree with him on that 100%.
I think he does definitely make a good point, because there are people who make a video over 10 minutes, for example, just so they can get more ad revenue, because you can put more ads on a video if it's over 10 minutes. So basically, there is people who they will just like, they won't edit, you know, certain parts that could be edited out and stuff, and repeat themselves, as you said, Dustin, just so they can get more ad revenue. And that to me is very problematic. Like, so that, yeah, if you make a quality video, like you said, and if it can be in 5 minutes, then it should be in 5 minutes. You shouldn't make, stretch it to 10 minutes and make it a bad video just because you want more money, right? So yeah, I think that is a good point that he makes, a legitimate point. And you can say that the fact that he makes short videos, even though he knows he's making less money that way, is something that, is commendable in that sense, because he doesn't want to sell out, I guess.
It's tough though as a reviewer to do short content. Obviously, Hyrule, you know this as well. For reviews, it can be really tough. Like when I used to write reviews, I like getting detailed. I'll comment about characters, the scenery, situation, sub, dub, and so like some of my reviews tend to be novels, basically. I will openly admit, and that's sort of the thing, is you do need to go through and kind of look at that. But I had done sort of a review to kind of test the water, a very casual type review, and even with cutting it down, the video still ended up being about like 15 minutes. And that's
that's a reasonable one. That's a reasonable time for a review, is like 10 to 15 minutes long. I mean, that's reasonable because you're getting your points out there and you're not really, trying to extend the video just for the sake of extending it. You're actually trying to make points, and I just don't like the idea of spoiling everything. That's why my reviews are usually short, because I don't go into depth over everything. I'm not super analytical, which
I like
now I'm
analysis.
trying to be analytical.
That's the part I enjoy, like the analysis. I like that the most. But it's not the best for reviews, because people want to see reviews before they actually watch the anime, right? But I want to talk about it afterwards.
Well, that's actually a really great point. I'm really glad you mentioned that, Gozen, because that's especially, I'm sure we've all noticed in terms of the anime YouTube community, there's a greater shift towards analytical-based content. It's almost to kind of almost getting away from reviews, or to more so break things down. So you're getting more critical perspectives or analytical perspectives, which end up being far greater. You had actually mentioned earlier, before Hyrule, the Misty Chronexia video I did. The big thing with that is we kind of sit down and we talk about it. It gets a little repetitive in some aspects, but a lot of that was edited down, and that still ended up being almost half an hour, because when you're really sitting down, you're talking about certain things and you're looking at them, that's where the length comes from. And actually, it's kind of funny too, because my former co-host loved longer content. He loved really kind of seeing, what they were discussing, them breaking it down and going from there. And I feel there's getting to be a demand for it. I do believe it's important to manage that. Like Digibro does some great videos, fantastic content, but I will admit some of his videos do also tend to get on the long side. And I guess that's sort of the trick, is to balance that out. Because I wouldn't necessarily say that his content is unjustified for being in that length, and especially with his approach, I get why it is. But yeah, I guess it's trying to find that sweet spot. Because yeah, like you said, especially for YouTubers where it is their business, I've talked to DX personally, and he mentioned too in point that he didn't have a plan to drag out the Code Geass video, where he's done other videos, and he has actually dragged those out to hit the 10-minute mark, and nobody said anything. So it creates sort of an interesting perspective almost to look at.
Yeah, and I wanted to actually say the same thing about Digibro, because I do enjoy his content. He makes a lot of good content. However, I feel like he does take 40 minutes to say something that could be said in 10 or 15 sometimes. So like I do think that he could be more succinct in his reviews, although he does make good content and good analysis that not many people do. And also, yeah, in terms of I guess, like, I do a lot of theory videos on Code Geass and other anime, and and it's very analytical, I feel, but usually is well under 20 minutes tops. And I think this, this response being 20 minutes, over 20 minutes was like one of the rare times I had a video over 20 minutes, if ever, other than live streams. But my excuse is that, DX Fans was 48 minutes and I was trying to address his points. But yeah, like it is a good point though. Sometimes you want to hear more. Sometimes you want to hear, sometimes it's necessary. And like, yeah, if I'm doing, when I one day try to argue that, Gurren Lagann is the greatest anime of all time, then I'm really going to have to justify that. So it probably will be a longer video. But sometimes I feel like there is, maybe not even just for money. Like maybe Digibro doesn't make long videos for money because I feel like he's successful enough not to have to worry about that. But I feel like he says longer. It takes longer to say something that could be said in a shorter time. And who was it that said, it was what's his name? The guy that wrote Mark Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. What was his name? Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, yeah.
Yeah. He said, I sent you a long letter because I didn't have time to write you a shorter one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I think. I feel like it takes more time to make a short video that's to the point and that's very, very good. So then sometimes people kind of drag it out even though they couldn't. So in that sense, Snob does make a decent point. Although there are exceptions.
The thing though I was going to argue with you, Cyanide, was that some people have a short attention span. Like they don't like to sit and watch like a 40-minute video. Like you could probably counter my argument by saying, well, people go to the movies and they watch a movie for an hour. What's the difference than watching a video? Well, movies have what is called pacing. They have action and stuff that will keep you watching it. Whereas, a YouTube video, not so much. It just depends, though, really. But
no, that's
when it comes
point.
to these type of videos, though, like anime videos, people just want to hear you get to the point because that's the point of an anime review. You're giving your opinion. This is all subjective based opinion.
Yeah, don't talk for 5 minutes about a shower scene is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's such a good point to bring up because we live in a day and age where we have instantaneous information. We can access anything at the tips of our fingers. Now more than ever, people have less patience for things. TLDR. I grew up as someone who was very ADHD, so I know exactly what that's like.
I have ADHD.
So, yeah, that's just it. We know what that's like, and especially for a day and age where it's even more so, like culturally, like uniform across the board. It's just, shorter, instantaneous content. Like that was a big thing. Because when I started doing first impressions, my first video was 17 minutes, and that was covering 2 episodes and even still editing out a lot of content. And even at that point, I was like, this is way too long. I need to shorten this down. And then that was, I got the 12 minutes. And even at that point, I was still looking at the retention and going, well, I could probably make this shorter. I could still cut out other things. And that's how I got to where I'm at now. And so it just, I think it also depends, too, sometimes on what you're covering. Because there are people who would be more than willing to do that. Like in certain cases, we see podcasts where they can go on for a couple of hours, and what people will simply do is have it on in the background and be doing something else while still listening to that. And I think like in certain cases, I've actually found myself doing that with some of DX's content, is I'll put it up and I'll listen to it in the background while doing work or something else, because I like sometimes having things going on. And in that case, I find that it works fine. I think it depends on the person largely, but it is a good point, is that we live in a day and age where we need to be mindful of that, especially as YouTubers, because we're not creating a movie. We're not looking for the pacing. We're not kind of watching out for these type of things. And it's really mindful to keep track of. Mackelnot, I think, does a really good job with it, where he'll put different things in there that kind of get your attention or will kind of keep you engaged.
Yeah.
To where it's mixing it up, and it's nice to do that as content creators, and that's a struggle I think all of us that do YouTube kind of relate to, is that retention. How can we do something with our product that is us still, so that we're being able to convey ourselves, but also being able to convey what we want to without necessarily hampering that message.
and being able to engage your audience. I mean, keeping
Absolutely.
their interest.
Yeah,
mean, for
I
me-
think you
for
made a
me,
great
with-
point,
with-
Cyanide. I've actually had a lot of people commenting that they like to listen to Rant Cafe after the fact while they're doing homework and other kind of stuff. So that's very cool. And like to me, I'm honored that people bother like listening to a stream that we do for like an hour and a half, and they actually bother listening to all of that afterwards, not even live. So yeah, that's an honor to me, and I do definitely enjoy that kind of stuff. And again, it's different types of content, right? Because a live stream is just kind of shooting the shit, building off other people's ideas, and kind of going with the flow. A video should be more thought out, edited carefully, to the point. So I think Dustin has a good point. Hyrule Anime has a good point there as well. And yeah, I think for sure that. By the way, I wanted to say, if you have any ideas, because DX Fan might make some kind of response to us. So if you have some ideas on how best to counter his future arguments, how to make an even better response video next time, if it comes to that, feel free to go to the Discord. Its link is in the description, and we can discuss it there, and kind of you can message me there. We can discuss it and get some good ideas going to make sure that we make the best possible defense of Code Geass next time. Again, a completely solid argument. We're not getting butthurt here. It's nothing like that. It's nothing personal. We're just having fun and defending our favorite animes and putting fair and presentable arguments forward. That's all I'm really interested in. So yeah, if you want to do that, feel free to click the link in the description and go to the Discord. We're going to be discussing there all that kind of stuff. If DX does make some kind of response, we might even have a special chat dedicated just to kind of coming up with good arguments for Code Geass. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If it happens, we'll see. And Soul, let's get you in on this a little bit. What are your thoughts? What are some good arguments that we could use for defending Code Geass? Have you watched DX's video, by the way? Did you go through the whole thing? Did you suffer through it?
Yeah. I don't think I went through all of it. I think I done maybe about 20 minutes of it. That's probably my limit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, because his points, some of his points aren't very valid because it's nitpicking. I think it's more looking at his mindset, at how he looks at something and how he reviews it, which is basically he wants it very reality driven in the reality as we know it. So long you keep that mindset in mind, you should be able to counter anything that he comes out with because you already know along what lines he's thinking.
Yeah,
Basically.
and several people are actually saying in the chat that they would like to see a live stream between me and DX Fan. That would be interesting.
Oh,
That would be fun. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that would be interesting because, like I said, DX Fan's whole thing was
Cyanide, make it happen.
yeah.
Popcorn. Get your
DX
popcorn
Fan's
ready.
whole thing was, hey, this is why I hate it. Here are all the details I hated, that kind of stuff. I wonder how well he would do if he had someone to counter his arguments and to call him on the nitpicking and call him on the stuff that it doesn't work as well as he thinks it does. So yeah, that would be quite interesting. And I never back down from a challenge. You guys know that. So
By the way, I need to mention this. You remember that video I showed you? That guy actually responded to your video?
yes.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
There was a guy who made a response to my response video, and his response to my response is 27 minutes long, which is like 7 minutes longer than my response video. But like I watched a few minutes of it, but like I don't know.
You gotta
Well,
link
DJ
this to me. I
Khaled
didn't realize
gets
somebody
another one.
responded.
Just look at Anime for a response, and you'll probably.
Wait,
find
so
it.
what kind of response did he give? What was he saying?
Well, he was taking everything I said completely literally, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
include the
Literally.
jokes.
So
that were
I was
built
like,
in.
defend the honor of Code Geass, and he took that as me like being like seriously like feel like extremely offended and like crushed by this. Like
You
know,
should
I
have
was-
said you're a Nazi.
He's like, look at this one scene where he raises his hand. He's
Yeah,
like,
he might have PewDiePied me. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole video. But
You should have, but
Oh gosh.
But it's funny you get those type of responses from people, especially, people that just take you out of context and just try to mix your message.
Oh, that's the
To what
best
you're-
part. Like, I have in my description that I do satire and people will still take me literally. No, it's like it's interesting because you get it's insightful to see how people perceive it. And it's like, well, can I change that? Can I not? Because obviously you can't please everyone, but You know, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Let's just twist the words the guy said, though. You know.
No, yeah, we'll see that. You're like, okay, I see what you're doing here. All right, kudos, well done.
One of the most interesting things that I saw from the comments, the feedback on my response video, is that people went to great lengths, like DX fan, his subscribers, his fans, they went to great lengths to explain to me that for DX fan, that's just a persona. He doesn't mean it all literally. He does it for fun. And then in the same paragraph, they would go on and take everything I said 100% literally. Like, I made my response in kind of the same vein that DX fan makes his response. I'm not usually that aggressive and stuff like that, but I was like, okay, so he made this type of video. I'll make a response, kind of giving him a taste of his own medicine. That was all. And people were basically telling me, well, he's just joking, all this kind of stuff. That's his approach. But you, sir, you were totally out of line. It's like, really?
Yeah. No. The thing that I found stupid was they would do that. Yeah, they would try to say, "Oh yeah, no, it's a persona, it's an act, it's not real, blah blah blah." But then try and defend him, saying, "Oh, but it was only season 1 he's reviewing. He's only seen season 1, and the information given in season 1 is blah blah blah." So basically, they're saying it's a joke, but it's valid. You know what I mean? You know, you can't really juggle the both. You know.
The thing, though, is you can't even defend that. Like, people say, oh, it's just a persona. Well, most of everybody that makes content has a persona. I mean,
we all have
we're entertainers.
In real life, you have a persona.
Exactly. You want to know my persona is? I'm a pervert.
Remember the scene with the masks falling off in Code Geass, like with Shirley seeing it, and then also kind of Charles's whole point was that he wants to destroy the personas, the lies.
But that's season 2.
yeah, and that's season 2. Charles wants to destroy the personas and the lies and create one kind of consciousness, which is another interesting philosophical concept. But yeah, I just responded to his video in the way that he made his video. Like, it would have been kind of stupid if he makes his video where he's cursing and swearing at Code Geass for an hour, and then I'm just like, well, sir, you are wrong, and this is why. Point A, point B, right? Like, so I was just kind of like, okay, so you want to play this way? Let's play this way. But again, nothing personal against him and nothing personal against his content, just that specific video I didn't think it was merited, even though some points were valid, and I decided to make a response. That's all it is.
Yeah, and it's not like you were attacking him or anything like that. You weren't calling him a faggot or anything like that.
I don't know him. I don't know the guy. I wouldn't call him that, or any of that stuff, right? So the thing is that, like, people were like, "Why are you so butthurt?" And then they were super butthurt about me. Why are you so butthurt about DX fan? And then they would get.
Because it's like, I mean, if you look at DX's video, you see Code Geass fans that are just ravenous about it. Fuck you, cunt. You faggot, you piece of shit. They're not defending him, and then you go over to your video, and the same people are doing the fans of his are doing the same thing on your video, or other people are doing that. So it's just like this horrendous cyclone. My apologies for the language, by the way. I'm just quoting some of the things that I saw, but it's like this horrendous cyclone of just anger and frustration that, like, nobody really is understanding. That at the end of the day, it's just they're two personas giving two perspectives on something. So, and that the whole point should be focused on the argument and the discussion, and not breaking down the person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you attacked my favorite YouTuber! How dare you?
Yeah, and it's like, by the way, DX fan himself has been a good sport. Like, he commented on the video complimenting the actual thumbnail. Like, he wasn't like a dick to me at all. And like, in some of his comments, like, he will say, yeah, I disagree with the guy, but he was not like going personally after me, and I'm not going personally after him at all. But yeah, some people are taking it way more personally than even we are, which is kind of odd. Again, like, I realize that Code Geass is not a perfect anime. I realize that there's valid criticisms. I just thought that video overall was not fair, a fair criticism, a fair review, and that's what I said, and that's all it was. Yeah. But I enjoy it. I enjoy this kind of discussion. And yeah, if there's a response in the making, I will be ready to answer the challenge, as I always am. But I will be getting a lot of help, I know, from all you guys on Discord, from all you guys in the comments, just helping out and making sure that I win, because DX fan might have more fans, but we have the most active fans. And
I
we
mean,
will
I don't know,
prevail.
man, though. It's like he's getting together with two other people. One of the guys has about 40K YouTube subscribers. The other one has about 10,000 Twitter followers.
Oh wow.
Talking about a discussion. I mean, they could just be using the whole army principle that we're just going to charge in their
Oh,
like Battle of
gosh.
Thermopylae. Or is that what you're
Burn
aiming for?
everything.
Yeah, well, they can bring their forces
Get
because
the gas chambers ready.
they can bring their forces. They can bring their forces, but we, like Lelouch, we will strategize. We are the underdogs, but we will win. Isn't that right, everybody? Isn't that right? Tell
We
them,
have
Soul.
No.
Yeah.
So it is written. So it has been told.
No, I mean, concerning the other topic about reviews, as they are subjective, I do like reviews that I see to have reasoning along with the points. Because some people, like, they'll give the points and, oh, this is shit because blah, 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 and then leave it at that. But I like to see, like, the reasoning behind what they're thinking. Yeah, I mean, because that just gives me, one, a better understanding of where they're coming from, and two, an understanding of them as a person. You know what I mean? For how they review stuff. So then that lets me know, okay, yeah, I'll continue to watch this person's content, or like DX fan, I just won't. Yeah, I have no problem with long reviews.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, by the way, Rosyu is like the Suzaku of Gurren Lagann, except I feel like Rosyu could actually be justified better than Suzaku. Like, even though I hate him because no one fucks with Kamina, I feel like you can actually see his point of view better, even though he's still kind of a traitor. You can see his point of view better than Suzaku.
He was a dick. No, I didn't.
Bro,
No, I didn't
bro.
see his point at all. I didn't
No,
see
like-
his point at all. From when he ain't prepared to sacrifice himself, yeah, no, he has no point.
No, like I see his perspective in terms of like he doesn't know about what's gonna happen later.
He was
So
selfish. He was thinking about himself. Like from when they hit that like 1 million mark, whatever it was, yeah, right. And then now the danger's coming, isn't it? Yeah. All he thought about was saving himself and whatever people, and all those that help make the world possible. He just threw them to the wind. He's like, oh, no, fuck them. We don't need them anymore. And
No.
that was out of order.
No, for sure, I don't agree with him, but I thought he was less of a maniac than Suzaku is, like in terms of in the situation. But like, that analysis of Gurren Lagann will be coming, guys. Don't worry. Well, I don't want to get into it too much because we could talk about it all day.
Bro, fight the power.
Remember, he had his woman sit in the freaking the Gurren Lagann with the fucking the dynamite or whatever around her. I mean, come
By
on.
the way, this is the special edition, by the way, that I have.
Nice. No, yeah. I every time I meet another Gurren Lagann fan, it means a lot to me, bro. We gotta stick together.
I already reviewed Gurren Lagann, by the way.
Did you? I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out, bro.
I didn't like the second half, but I did say that I enjoyed it, and the point of Gurren Lagann to me, it does have a good story underneath what is like. It's one of those type of shows that you just have to dig into it just to see what it's all about.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna do a standard review of it. I'm gonna do eventually a video that says that it is the greatest anime of all time, and here's why. So I'm gonna be much more like ambitious.
I would not say that it's the greatest, because to me there is no such thing as the greatest anime.
Well, yeah,
of all
true. I'm gonna say why it's my favorite, why it's the greatest in my opinion.
You're gonna do it DX style.
Why I fucking love Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, and if you don't love it, fuck you. Rex actually says, Rex8483, that DX fan hates Gurren Lagann. And if that is the case, then it is personal, motherfucker. It is personal.
It's on.
I love
That would be
Berserk,
fun,
though.
actually. That would be
It's my
fun.
favorite anime.
Gurren
I'd
Lagann,
actually like.
I thought got better actually as it went on, as opposed to Death Note.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed, Gozen. Agreed.
Yeah.
By the way, why aren't you making any Berserk videos?
Berserk videos. Like for the new season?
Berserk.
Like the remake?
No, like any Berserk theories or anything like that.
Oh, just because like I've basically been busy making stuff that
Like Code Geass and Grimlogon, and there's no Berserk. Come on,
Not
man.
yet.
You
Do
gotta...
you read Berserk though, Animat?
No.
Yes, I do.
You do.
I have to catch up on the manga reading. You guys know that.
How many volumes are there of Berserk?
A lot.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, well,
A
there's
lot.
over 360 something chapters, something like that now.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
300,
not
and it's still going right now. It's
Yeah,
still going.
Yeah, it's still ongoing.
Eventually,
It's getting to a
eventually,
major
for
like
sure.
crossroad, I would say. Whereas like one
But
side
that's what I'm
their goal, and then
I'm
this side-
saying. Most of what your content, from what I saw, is just Code Geass mostly.
It's a lot of Code Geass, but if you look at our content, we actually make a lot of other stuff. And the reason, of course, we started making the Code Geass stuff is because
know.
the third season was announced, and I was
I
like,
know, I understand that.
and we were all like really surprised. And then a lot of people, we made a few videos kind of talking about that, and a lot of people were like, oh man, we love these videos, keep making more. So we kept making more, but we also done a lot of other stuff as well. News videos, 7 Deadly Sins videos, ReZero video coming out today. So yeah, we like to, like, we love Code Geass. We want to be the #1 channel for Code Geass in history of YouTube, but we also want to make sure that we have a lot of other type of content as well. So we're trying to do it all.
Do it all.
Anime Uproar, the Anime Man's source for Code Geass material.
That's
Not
right.
actually endorsed by the Anime Man.
Joey endorses us. He's cool with us.
He said,
Yeah, he is.
said I was, and I quote, pretty cool guy.
This is
Oh, you can take that to the bank.
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas my channel is mostly known for just honest reviews
Yeah, well, I'm known for being a pretty cool guy, so that's better.
and
That's
shitting
right.
on Misty Cornexia.
Yeah, but like, yeah. Anywho, guys, definitely let me know if there is some ideas that you have about, strengths and weaknesses of Code Geass, stuff you want to talk about in terms of if there is a debate sometime in the future, anything along those lines, a response, whatever. Also, yeah, the ReZero video will be coming out soon. Gozan just has to finish the editing, right, Gozan?
Yes. It's almost done, guys.
Yeah, so look out for that. It's going to be the top 10 unsolved mysteries in ReZero. And I did not think that ReZero was a perfect anime by any means. I thought that they had some issues, especially with tone shifts. Like, some people liked the tone shifts, but I thought that switching from a fantasy action anime to like a horror anime to back to fantasy action was kind of odd to me. However, overall, I did like the anime, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 because there's so many unsolved questions and unsolved mysteries in the show. And those top 10 unsolved mysteries that I found is what this video will be counting down. So yeah, in that sense, I definitely want a season 2. And we know that the merchandise for ReZero has been selling like crazy. Like every other news item on Crunchyroll, other than everything about Yuri on Ice, is that there's some kind of like new merchandise coming out for ReZero. So I feel like season 2 is an inevitability because it's just so popular and so hot and so profitable. And Sol, I wanted to get your thought on this because you are a ReZero fan. You did help me with this video that's going to be coming out a lot. And despite the fact that you think Rem is best girl, I still respect you as a man.
Wait. So what do you want my take on?
In terms of like the whole ReZero season 2, do you think it's inevitable? Do you think it's going to be coming out?
Oh, yeah. It has to happen. It definitely has to happen. I mean, they got enough content there anyway, I think, because I think the first one just kind of touches on the first 3 novels. I believe there's 6 out already. So obviously a second season can do the next 3. By the time that comes out, there'd probably be another 2 novels possibly done. So yeah, definitely. I mean, it needs it anyway, because I mean, even if you look at the opening of season 1 and you see Emilia and all the hands come to get her and stuff, nothing regarding that is actually discussed or shown. I mean, there's possible hints with Beetlejuice when he's talking about is she worthy to be like a new host for the Witch or whatever, but it's not really covered as such. So obviously that kind of stuff needs to be explained and covered. You know, how is this possible? How is she even still interfering with people if she's supposed to be sealed away? You know what I mean? There's
Exactly.
lots of stuff that still need to be covered. So
many unsolved mysteries. Like that's one thing that as I was watching this show, I was like, man, there's so much stuff that I want to know more about, which is definitely a success for the writers to make you want to think about that. Helvian actually asked why Taiga is on the Rant Cafe thumbnails. He's just curious. And basically, when I came up with the idea for Rant Cafe, I was consulting with Maclenaut, my boy Maclenaut, who's also in the chat. What's up, bro? And we thought that it would be cool because, you know, there's such things as maid cafes, but we wanted to have a rant cafe. And then we thought, well, Taiga's a big tsundere, so she's like a rant type of person to rant. And she's also like, it's like her in a maid outfit. So then we were like, yeah, I feel like this would be a good mascot for Rant Cafe. That's why she's featured on the thumbnails.
And Taiga's awesome, so she's a good mascot overall.
That and Curry Gohan was not available for modeling, so
yeah. So yeah, had to deal with Tenori Tiger instead.
Yeah, Kuri Gohan, by the way, Sinai Blizzard just said that you have to model in the future for merchandise. So I don't know how you feel about that. Let us know.
I have a question.
Let us know.
Cyanide, I have a question for you.
go crazy.
Would you ever do a collab with me?
Oh, puts him on the spot.
The possibility is rather high.
No, Cyanide is definitely always down for collabs. Like, obviously, he needs to get to know you first, but he's a very good guy. I 100% recommend getting on the Cyanide train.
That does not sound good at all.
I got Cyanide.
I feel like that would be a good, like, that's a good heavy metal song, right? The Cyanide train.
Hardcore Cyanide.
If you want me to get on the Cyanide train, I have to have Cyanide. Right?
Cyanide train. I'm down. See, this is why streams are cool, because usually you would edit out this kind of stuff, but we get some really cool banter going, right? So
Yeah,
The thing I like about these type of streams, they're easy to make, and there's not really much effort that goes into it, which is fine with me because, you know, sometimes I feel like just streaming and, you know,
Unwinding too, winding down. And it's cool to talk about other anime enthusiasts, you know. It's a cool community experience.
I mean, I might actually do a podcast this way. I'm considering that.
no, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and the best thing is being able to kind of talk to fellow YouTubers and friends and kind of bounce ideas off each other, and then also get to talk to your subscribers and fans in the actual chat and be able to, like, because
I ain't got no fans.
well,
Cyanide train.
in time, you're gonna get on that Cyanide train, and then who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows where that's gonna lead you?
Everything will be better if you get on the Cyanide train.
Yeah, but no, it's really cool because a lot of, like, from the comments to our videos, from these types of chats, from the Discord, I get a lot of good points because I bring up like a theory and people are like, hey, have you thought about this? And then, like, they'll add to my theory, or they'll be like, oh no, well, you should also think about this, and, like, it'll make my content better. So that's why I'm so about creating a community where not only is it great to chat with people, but they'll actually help me make better content for them. And, like, I'm really happy and amazed that we've been able to, in a relatively short period of time, over the course of a few months, create a really vibrant, active community. I think our community is very active for, like, the amount of subscribers we have. I feel like a lot of people with a lot more subscribers don't have such an active community that is so supportive that we have built here at Anime Uproar, and that just means so much to me, and I'm so grateful to all of you. And so is Gozen, I'm sure.
For sure, of course.
Well, the best tip I can give you then, Animac, is read manga.
Yes, true. No, it's true. I am starting to read some manga now.
Let's pressure him, guys.
I won't tell you which ones, but you won't be happy. So
I've been reading Berserk. So
elitist.
Yeah, I mean, with Berserk, there's an aspect in it which you would love because you could theorize about it forever, and that is the heart of evil. It's only really touched on really once, but it's quite deep in thinking, so you would love that. And another manga you definitely need to read is only 43 chapters long, Vampire Jujikai, or also known as Record of a Fallen Vampire. You would
Now,
love
there
that.
is-
Trust me, you'd love it.
But I will warn you this right now: when you start digging into Berserk, you'll get addicted to it rather fast. You will, because that's how the story. That's how good the story is.
Oh, that's good to
And
hear.
not only that, there is explicit content in it. So
Yeah, and I read
yeah.
a lot of like novels and stuff. So in that sense, I am familiar with reading. Just I haven't read that much manga. But I'm now catching up on Seven Deadly Sins and Attack on Titan, which Soul's gonna be like, that's so mainstream, bro. But I am catching up on that now, and then I will move on to other things as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting a Seven Deadly Sins tattoo, by the way.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting
I don't like
Bond?
Seven Deadly Sins.
I'm getting Wrath. Or
It'll be a fun
the
video.
tattoo that I have right now, this right here, which is my initials. I'm getting it the Wrath symbol wrapped around it.
That's cool, man. That's very cool. I'd like to see that when it's done.
Anime tattoos.
And then
for the
I'm
win.
gonna get a Geass. I'm gonna get the Geass symbol on my arm somewhere.
So then no one knows if you have it or not. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So then you
I have the Code Geass.
You have Code, yeah. But yeah, like I think we can wrap it up slowly now and go to finish up that ReZero video. And we're probably gonna have another video later on tonight. We might do it up. We're just crazy
3
like that
videos?
on Saturdays. So
Maybe.
yeah, if Gozen's not lazy, because I'm driven, bro. I'm
It's
old.
not
Cyanide.
laziness. It's just sheer what's possible.
Yeah.
Bring
And that's why you need to.
Kamina right now into this.
Yeah, that's why you need to watch more Gurren Lagann, bro, because I'm all like 10 videos a day. Let's do this. But yeah,
10
thank you
videos
guys
a
for
day.
coming out again to the stream. It's such a pleasure. Be sure to check out the links in the description. It includes Cyanide, Blizzard's lovely channel, and Hyrule Anime's awesome review of Code Geass that I really appreciate. That was very fair and balanced and cool. And he's a big fan of Code Geass. And Soul will be hosting a watching party for Grave of the Fireflies on Discord right after the stream. So be sure to jump in on the Discord where we can chat anytime. The link is also in the description. You can try. You would also be the first to know when new videos are coming out. You can help out, come up with ideas for new videos, all that kind of stuff. We love doing it, live watching, voice chats. We do it all. I always love after a stream like this to retreat to the Discord cave, as we call it, and just kind of hang out with all you guys. So yeah, if you want to do that, be sure to click the link in the description. And yeah, anyone else want to add anything before we wrap it up?
Let's see. I guess I could say that I had a great time doing this stream, and I do anime reviews, but I'm actually starting to actually take my content a little bit more seriously and personally. So I'll be doing some more analytical videos. If you guys are into that, you can check out my channel, Hyrule Anime. I mean, I try to post content once a week if I can, but the way my schedule is and the fact that I have a part-time job and everything, it kind of gets in the way of that. But if you guys are into just personal opinions and everything like that, check out my channel. I mean, I have a lot to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. I know how you feel about the whole schedule stuff for sure. But yeah, link to his review is in the description, guys, and that will lead you to his channel. So definitely check it out. Cyanide, anything you want to say about your awesome channel? Such as that a certain someone might appear on your channel then.
That is true. There's always possibilities, guest appearances. Eno is actually going to be making a guest appearance, so look forward to that. No,
Eno
they're
from
actually
the
not.
Discord?
That would be delightful. Eno from the Discord, yes.
Ooh,
Is
that's
he actually going to be on there?
No, I wish.
Oh,
That would be nice. So
oh my
I'm
god!
I'm sorry.
We're going to flood it. Oh my god!
Oh goodness, yes. So, but no. Be sure to keep tuned right here on Anime Uproar for all the news you'll really need on anything that truly matters.
of course. We give you the
Code
news here, but only the news that matters. There's a
That was
lot
the
of news out
greatest-
The
there.
Code Geass
That
news.
was amazing.
There's a lot of news out there, but only certain news matter. And yeah, and actually our most popular video, like we got over 16,000 views in a week, was a 7 Deadly Sins news video that came out last week. So that was really cool.
And it was in a newspaper, bro. Well, not a news
Yeah,
article.
like an online article actually
Yeah.
linked to our 7 Deadly Sins video about talking about the fact that it's not on Netflix and that it was a mislabeling. They actually linked to our video, which is very cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
it actually did better than any of our Code Geass videos so far. So that's very cool. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being our guests. Thank you for coming in the chat. As always, we're going to keep these going. If you guys like them, don't forget to leave a like to let me know that you want to keep these things going.
What about Somaka? You're forgetting him.
I did.
I always forget Somaka.
Solmaka, did you want to say something? I didn't get the idea you wanted to say something, did you?
You guys will catch me on Discord. I've just set up the link now for the rabbit for the Grave of Fireflies. It is there in the general news and chat. Click on the link, join me. We'll watch a movie together.
Yeah. Soul, you can find him on Discord. He's a great guy. Really doing a great job over there. We love him. And yeah, so guys, thank you for coming. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang.
That's my line.